knobbly knees, and grubby white ankle socks. Her hair was sticking to her forehead. Rosie turned again and walked towards the sweet shop, considering what she would buy. Perhaps the opal fruits, or perhaps Maltesers, though it was so hot they would melt on the way home. Joanna would buy the strawberry laces, and her mouth would be pink and smudged. Hayley from her class was already in there, and they stood together at the counter, picking out sweets. The opal fruits, she decided, but she had to wait to pay until Joanna arrived. She glanced towards the door, and for a moment she thought she saw something. A blur, a trick of the light, something different, like a shimmer in the hot air. But then it was gone. The doorway was empty. Nobody was there. She tutted loudly over a screech of brakes. "Oh, I always have to wait for my little sister." "Poor you," said Hayley. "She's such a crybaby. It's boring." She said this because it was something she felt she ought to say. You had to look down on your younger siblings, roll your eyes and sneer. "I bet," said Hayley companionably. "Oh, where is she?" With a theatrical sigh, Rosie put down her packet of sweets and went to the entrance to look outside. Cars drove by. A woman wearing a sari walked past, all gold and pink and sweet-smelling. And then 3 boys from the secondary school up the road, jostling against each other with their sharp elbows. "Joanna! Joanna, where are you?" She heard her voice high and cross and thought, I sound like my mum in one of her moods. Hayley stood beside her, chewing noisily on her bubble gum. "Where's she gone, then?" A pink bubble appeared out of her mouth and she sucked it back in again. "She knows she's supposed to stay with me." Rosie ran to the corner where she had last seen Joanna and stared around, squinting. She called again, though her voice was drowned by a lorry. Maybe she had crossed the road, had seen a friend on the other side. It wasn't likely. She was an obedient little girl. Biddable, their mother called her. "Can't find her." Hayley appeared at her side. "Oh, she's probably gone home without me," said Rosie, aiming at nonchalance, hearing the panic in her tone. "See you then." "See you." She tried to walk normally, but it didn't work. Her body wouldn't let her be calm. She broke into a ragged run, her heart bumping in her chest and a nasty taste in her mouth. "Stupid idiot," she kept saying, and "I'll kill her. When I see her, I'll—" Her legs felt unsteady. She imagined herself getting hold of Joanna by the bony shoulders and shaking her until her head wobbled. Home. Her blue front door, and a hedge that hadn't been cut since her father had left. She stopped, feeling a bit sick. The nauseous sensation she had when she was going to get into trouble for something. She banged the knocker hard because the bell didn't work anymore. Waited. Oh, let her be there, let her be there, let her be there. The door opened, and her mother appeared, still in her coat from work. Her eyes took in Rosie and then dropped to the space beside her. "Where's Joanna?" The words hung in the air between them. Rosie saw her mother's face tighten. "Rosie? Where's Joanna?" She heard her own voice saying, "She was there. It's not my fault. I thought she'd gone home on her own." She felt her hand grabbed, and she and her mother were running back down the road the way she had come, along the street where they lived, and up past the sweet shop where children hung around the door, past the man with the pockmarked face and the empty smile, and round the corner out of the shade and into the dazzle. Feet slamming, and a stitch in her ribs, over the cracks without pausing. All the while she could hear, above the banging of her heart and the asthmatic wheezing of her breath, her mother calling, "Joanna! Joanna! Where are you, Joanna?" Deborah Vine pushed a tissue against her mouth as if to stop the words streaming out of her. Outside the back window, the police officer could see a slender, dark-haired girl standing in the small garden quite still, her hands by her side and a school bag still hanging off her shoulder. Deborah Vine looked at him. He was waiting for her answer. "I'm not sure," she said. "About 4 o'clock. On her way home from school, Audley Road Primary. I would have collected her myself, except it's